It's lockdown, I'm going stir crazy, time to go plant hunting. How's it guys, I'm Gus the African Plant Hunter and I'm standing here in a beautiful piece of Miombo woodland right outside my home, and I thought I'd take you guys for a walk through the bush and just show you some of the trees here in this Miombo. Miombo stretches all the way from Tanzania up in the northeast, right down through Mozambique, Malawi, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and across to Angola in the west. And it is dominated by this tree behind me, Brachystegia spiciformis, otherwise known as Msasa. To me, in East Africa, they actually call this tree Miombo, and it's the tree that gives the name to the woodland. Long history of traditional use around the bark of this tree. It's very astringent. It's got about 13% tannin content. Has been used in tanning hides, gives a very characteristic reddish color right at the end of the tanning process. Also traditionally used to make bark cloth. So the bark is peeled off, big strips of it, and then it's laid out flat and hammered with a mallet until it gets very soft and pliable, left to dry, and then it can be used as a cloth. Interestingly, it doesn't kill the tree at all. So traditionally what people do is they then wrap leaves, preferably banana leaves, plantain leaves, around the stem, leave that for a year, and in a year's time the bark has regrown and you can harvest it again. So it's an endlessly sustainable source of this bark cloth, which is a beautiful, beautiful material. The other very common traditional use from the bark is to make beehives. So whole rings of bark are pulled off a long sort of tube, and that's used to make a perfect beehive. The other traditional use, which you see around my home all the time, is long strips of the bark taken off and used as a fiber, as a rope. So just kind of twist it around. Whenever you see women in this part of the world carrying bundles of firewood on top of their head, around that bundle you'll definitely see a strip of Msasa bark. Unsurprisingly, for a tree that is so widespread across the region, there is a rich history of traditional medicinal use. Best known amongst that is the use of the root bark to treat diarrhea, although slightly contrarily, it's also used to treat constipation. Another traditional treatment associated with the root bark is to cure male sexual impotence. I can see a market opportunity there. And then the bark is well known as to chew it as a treatment for snake bite, although you must really, really want to chew it because it tastes disgusting. Believe me, I've tried. Weirdly, there's been very, very, very little pharmacological work done on this tree, so we don't know much about the medicinal compounds in it, which to me seems like a huge opportunity for some of you researchers out there. Confusingly, Miombo woodland often has two trees codominant that look very similar. One of them is Msasa, the other one is what we call Monondo Julbernardia globiflora. And at first sight, they do look very similar, although they are in fact quite different. I will show you in the episode on the Monondo Julbernardia, I will show you what the differences are. Round here, there's all the trees that you can see pretty much behind me are one or the other. The Msasa Miombo woodland is very much regulated and controlled by fire. Fire plays an integral part in germination of the seeds. The Msasa has these long pods that dehiss explosively. They twist up as they dry and then they crack open, and it's a big part of the soundscape of a Miombo woodland just before the rain starts, is to hear those seed pods cracking open, throwing the seeds out onto the ground. The fire comes along and then their seeds germinate. And then what you see is what you can see here behind me is a woodland that's absolutely full of these trees. And of course, the final and perhaps the most spectacular aspect of the Msasa tree is its famous spring flush. Really remarkable feature of the Miombo woodland. In spring, this is a deciduous tree, so during the winter all the leaves drop, and in the spring the new leaves come out, but instead of coming out green, they come out bright, rich, beautiful red color, full of anthocyanin. Scientists speculate that perhaps this anthocyanin is used to inhibit browsers from eating the new leaves, or perhaps to protect the leaves from the sun. No one really knows, but what we do know without any shadow of doubt is it is one of the most spectacular sights of the Miombo woodland. Alright guys, that's it. That's my introduction to Miombo, starting with this tree, Msasa, Brachystegia spiciformis. If you like what you see, be sure to hit that subscribe button. You'll never go shy again. There's plenty more on my YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram. It's been great talking to you. I will catch you later. Bye.